What's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm just spending my day unpacking. I was down in San Diego for 4 days to speak at Social Media Marketing World all about video content. And of course, I brought my Nikon Z30 down there with me to capture some footage on my off time and of the session. So I'm just kind of in like a vloggy mood, and I thought I would share a couple of tips with you for bringing your vlog content to the next level. So the first tip really is to show, not just tell. And hopefully you noticed, if I edited this correctly, as I was talking, I was showing you some of the things that I actually did instead of just recounting my experience with you. There is nothing more disappointing than watching a vlog and they're like, oh my gosh, I did this cool thing. I spoke on this cool stage. I went to this cool place, and they're just telling you about it, sitting on their couch, making sure that you are capturing little snippets. Sometimes it doesn't make sense for me to record, a whole face to camera, talking to the camera, sort of typical vlog clip, but I'll just take some B-roll clip, which is the clips that, you place over top of your A-roll of your talking head video, just to kind of share some background on what exactly you're doing. As much of that stuff as you can create, that is really gonna help your story come to life. Okay, now a story that I don't really want to come to life, but I think it's important that it does, is the state of my house right now. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do, but I just switched out the lens on the Nikon Z30 to the 12 to 28 millimeter wide angle lens. And this is my second tip, is go wide in your vlog footage, because really this mess that we're seeing here, it's a part of the story. It is giving you an idea of what exactly is going on in my life right now. And we're gonna escape a little of that for now so we can go up and talk in a cleaner environment. But going wide is really helpful. It helps bring your audience along with you and, see more of what's going on in the background. When I was in San Diego, you could see the ocean behind me. You could see stores behind me. You could see people behind me. And that is all a great way of just kind of taking people along on the journey. And again, doing storytelling without having to verbally tell the story, Now, with that said, sometimes you do have to verbally tell the story, just kind of narrate your vlogs and really make them come alive and explain exactly what's going on. So sound is so important. Of course, video quality is important. We love to see a crisp, fast autofocus like the one that's on the Nikon Z30. We love to see variation in lenses and, just really clear imagery. But honestly, in my opinion, nothing matters quite as much as the sound quality. If I can't hear a video, if there's wind flapping around everywhere when you're walking on the beach, or you're really loud in one shot and really quiet in the next shot, I'm gonna tune out. It's really, really difficult to pay attention to something like that. So my advice is to use a microphone. Use a microphone with your vlog camera. I used to be a little bit shy of having this whole fancy rig that I'm vlogging with, but the cool thing about the Nikon Z30 and the creator kit that comes with it is it's pretty compact, and it honestly looks really cool. Whenever I was vlogging with this in public, they were interested. They weren't weirded out. They were like, oh, what is this camera that you're using? What are you shooting? And the microphone that comes as a part of the creator kit is by Rode. Rode is an amazing brand on their own. They create premium audio equipment, and this microphone absolutely did my vlog justice, if I say so myself. Sorry I had to move you to maybe a slightly weird angle, but I need to get some movement into my day because I sat on a plane for 5 hours yesterday. I'm just feeling a little bit, groggy, need to get some movement in. And it's Michigan, so I can't really go outside and walk because it's quite cold. But that's actually my fourth tip, is to incorporate movement into your vlog. It's really easy to just do a stationary shot, just like the one that you're looking at right now, but I'll show you an example of moving in, actually physically taking the camera, not zooming in, but physically taking the camera and moving it, or physically taking the camera and doing a pan or a tilt or a wipe. These things can just keep audience's attention, because we know that attention spans are kind of lower than ever before. So the more that you can kind of switch up your shots and not just talk in this typical kind of rectangle format, the better. The more engaged people are gonna be. And it can just be fun to play around stylistically with those things as well. And lastly, don't forget that actually a lot of the magic in vlogs really takes place in your editor. My goal when I'm vlogging is just to get as many varied clips as I really can. Anything that inspires me in the moment, anything that is gonna help tell the story grab that clip for sure. Then I go in with my editor and I make all of my stylistic decisions. I might add handwriting onto the screen. I might add music into the screen. I might add montages. Montages are some of my favorite things to do, just really quick editing to the music, pick out a really nice song, edit to the music, and you can use it either as a preview in the beginning of the video, or you can do it throughout the video. So maybe I'm just gonna show my day in La Jolla. Montage of that day instead of taking you through a play-by-play, talking through it and all of that stuff. So learning how to edit is really essential to becoming a good vlogger, and just using your different creative elements like montages, like music, like transitions, like text, all of those things can help take your vlog to the next level and just make it feel a little bit more compelling and exciting to watch. Now, with that said, with audio, sometimes it's also important to just let the clip do the talking. There's a film term called mise en scène, which is basically like setting the scene to your clip. So you want to let people kind of hear for themselves or make their own evaluation of the setting that they are watching. And when we were at the beach, I was like, ooh, I just want my audience to actually just hear this on its own using the Rode microphone. I'm not going to put music over this or talk over this. It's just such a beautiful moment. So let's let them hear it. With that said, I need to get to editing, so I'm heading back up to the office to do that. But I hope this video was helpful. I hope it got you thinking about some ways to make your vlogs a little bit more exciting, whether you're posting them on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. And that's kind of the thesis of the talk that I gave at Social Media Marketing World, is that, you know, nowadays we've got to really know how to create long form and short form video content. And one of the reasons that I actually recommend shooting with the Nikon Z30 is because of its uncompromising quality. When you're thinking about repurposing any type of footage, whether it's a podcast, a vlog, or something in between, you want to make sure that you're shooting in 4K if at all possible. And the reason for this is every pixel really counts when you are going to be stretching a video clip or cropping it in, or, you know, manipulating it in such a way to fit for short form platforms. When I shoot with the Nikon Z30 in 4K, or even when I shoot with it in 1080p, because it's so crisp and clear, it looks really nice when it's repurposed, even if I have to zoom in a little bit or manipulate the footage a little bit in post-production. So making sure that you are shooting as high of quality as possible, and also going wide with your shot really helps too. So I could easily put this clip into an editor and reorient the footage so it's vertical, short form really easily because I shot so wide. But if I was shooting super, super close up, you know, that's when you get those TikToks that are just like somebody's face, and it can be a little bit off. So yeah, I really do think that this camera is just the best for getting content that you can repurpose, but it's also just really fun, lightweight, easy to travel with, and it still gives you that amazing quality that we know and love from Nikon. So I'll leave my gear down below if you want to check it out for the Z30, the wide angle lens that I really like, as well as the other lens that I started out this video on. And let me know if you have any questions about vlogging, about the Nikon Z30, or anything in between down in the comments. I hope you subscribe if this is your first video you've seen here, and I will talk to you very soon for my next one. Bye.